Aloha, Commanders, and welcome to Later Tonight with Dr. Iron Chef, hosted on Aloha Diz.
Please be sure to follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube for all the latest content.
Today, we discuss the new blog post from Star Trek Fleet Command, Solar Wave Defense, Battle Tactics. You guys, this new game mode is going to rock the STFC universe. Get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about wave defense.
Right. Remember that sneak peek blog post from a few days ago? This deep dive takes all that juicy info and layers on even more tactical brilliance. You're going to be a solo wave defense master by the end of this.
Okay, so the blog throws down the gauntlet right away. Stay centered, stay alert. But wait, enemies can spawn in the center. That's wild.
Totally. And not just the center, they can pop up anywhere, even near the very target you're trying to protect. Forget parking your ships on the edges. This calls for ships with serious agility. Think USS Franklin, maybe even the Augur. What do you think?
Ooh, yeah, the Augur. That warp jump maneuver could be clutch for dodging those surprise attacks.
Yeah.
So, confession time. I was so ready to bring my Borg cube into this new mode, all cutting beam blazing. But the blog just crushed my dreams.
Yeah, about that. Cutting beam, useless in solo wave defense. Apparently, every enemy ship is rocking this new thing called an apex barrier, basically a cutting beam kryptonite shield.
Apex barrier. Okay, so it's like a super shield designed to counter the cutting beam specifically. So much for my Borg cube domination plan.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. The blog says apex shred is the only way to slice through these apex barriers.
Apex shred. Apex shred.
Okay.
It's ringing a bell from the sneak peek dump, but now it's like they're screaming it from the rooftops. So basically, drop everything, hit up the Section 31 faction store, and mainline those Apex Shred favors.
Yep, even just the first tier of Apex Shred will give you a fighting chance. Honestly, it might be worth sacrificing other upgrades to prioritize Apex Shred. It's that important for solo wave defense.
Got it. Apex Shred. The new hotness. And to make things even spicier, forget those easy survey targets we're used to in regular wave defense. Solo wave defense is throwing fully loaded, battle-ready enemies at us from Wave 1.
No warm-up here, just all-out combat from the get-go.
Wow.
This isn't the time to experiment with new builds. Choose your loadouts and officers carefully. We're talking meta-defining, optimized for destruction foits.
Okay, so Apex Shred check. Battle-ready enemies check. Now for a little pre-wave deployment trickery, because who doesn't love a good exploit? Apparently you can deploy a support ship first, like the Cerritos or the Titans, snag their buffs, then recall them and bring in your third combat ship.
Smart move. It's all about maximizing those short bursts of power in a mode as fast-paced as this. Those early buffs could make all the difference between a glorious victory and a fiery shieldless demise.
I love it. All right, so besides Apex barriers and intense combat, what else should we be prepping for? Anything else trying to kill us out there?
Oh, just a little thing called isolytic weaponry. Turns out the enemies in solo wave defense are packing serious isolytic firepower.
Isolytic. Wait, is this another new thing I need to add to my STFC dictionary?
Not totally new, but it's definitely taking center stage in this mode. So get those research labs humming, commanders. Isolytic damage boosts are about to be your new best friend. And don't neglect your isolytic resistance either. Those enemy attacks are going to hurt.
All right, so solo wave defense is basically a crash course in new tech and hardcore combat tactics. But hey, at least there's some sweet, sweet rewards to motivate us, right?
Oh, absolutely. Each wave you conquer throws credits your way, plus a brand new type of currency. Clear at least 3 waves, and you're swimming in normal Section 31 and Mirror Section 31 credits, plus even more of that new currency. 5 waves. Well, let's just say you'll be the envy of the quadrant.
Definitely worth pushing for those higher wave completions. Bragging rights and resources, what's not to love? And speaking of resources for those commanders who need a refresher course on the basics of solo wave defense, hit up that sneak peek blog post. Consider it required reading before diving headfirst into this madness.
Couldn't agree more. It's a great way to solidify your understanding of Apex Shred and why it's the key to success in this mode. Think of it as studying for the final exam. The exam being waves of enemies trying to obliterate your fleet. You know what's got me really excited? Seeing how this new mode could shake up the whole STFC meta.
Right, like are we going to see ships that were gathering dust in the shipyard suddenly become stars in solo wave defense? It's like a whole new playing field.
Totally. I'm thinking ships with high isolytic resistance are about to have their moment, and those with strong burst damage. Gotta be able to take enemies down fast before those apex barriers have a chance to recharge.
Okay, so you're thinking ships like the USS Franklin. High maneuverability to dodge attacks, plus that sweet, sweet burst damage. Maybe even the Enterprise E with its powerful quantum torpedoes.
Exactly. Those ships could be game changers in solo wave defense. And let's not forget about the good old Saladin. Its isolytic resistance is already legendary, and now it's going to be even more valuable in this mode.
The Saladin. I hadn't even thought about that ship in ages. Time to dust it off and give it a solar wave defense makeover.
And this brings us to the big question. What about that mysterious new currency? The blog was pretty hush-hush about its uses.
Right, just a vague hint that it'll be important for future content. Come on, devs, give us some details. Are we talking new ships, exclusive upgrades, access to top-secret missions?
My guess, it's going to be tied to some kind of progression system specific to solar wave defense. Maybe we'll be able to upgrade our ships with special modifications or unlock unique officers who excel in this mode.
Ooh, officer specializations for solar wave defense. I like where your head's at. Imagine officers with bonuses to Apex Shred or isolytic resistance. Now, that would be awesome.
Right, the possibilities are endless. It's going to be interesting to see how this new currency plays out and how it shapes the long-term strategy for solar wave defense.
Speaking of strategy, let's do a quick recap of the key takeaways for our commanders. First up, cutting beam is out. Apex Shred is in. Repeat after me, everyone. Apex Shred, Apex Shred, Apex Shred.
It's the mantra for solo wave defense success. Forget everything you thought you knew about wave defense tactics. This is a whole new ballgame.
Second, get those fleets optimized for intense, non-stop combat. No more leisurely surveys, no more easy targets. It's a full-on brawl from the first wave.
Choose your loadouts and officers wisely. This is where those meta-defining ships and synergies really come into play.
And don't forget about maneuverability. Those unpredictable enemy spawn locations mean you need to be able to reposition your ships quickly. The USS Franklin and Augur are looking like solid picks, but I'm sure we'll see other agile contenders emerge as commanders start experimenting.
Absolutely. Solo wave defense is all about adaptability and quick thinking.
And last but not least, isolytic weaponry is the new hotness. Boost your isolytic damage, shore up your isolytic resistance, and get ready for some serious energy exchanges.
Research officers, artifacts, everything you can get your hands on to counter that isolytic threat is going to be crucial.
So much to think about, so much to prepare for. This is like prepping for a whole new era of STFC.
It really is. It's exciting to see the devs pushing the boundaries of the game, introducing fresh challenges and mechanics.
It keeps things interesting, right? I was getting kind of tired of steamrolling through the same old content with my trusty board cube.
Exactly. This forces us to adapt, experiment, and really master the nuances of the game.
And who knows what other surprises they have in store for us. Maybe Solar Wave defense is just the tip of the iceberg.
Maybe we'll see new types of wave defense modes, each with its own unique challenges and rewards.
Or imagine if they introduced cooperative wave defense, where you could team up with other commanders to take on massive waves of enemies.
Ooh, that would be epic. Imagine coordinating strategies and sharing resources with your alliance to conquer the ultimate wave defense challenge.
All right, commanders, we've thrown a lot of info at you today, so let's wrap things up with a final thought.
Given the emphasis on apex barriers and isolytic warfare, are we seeing a shift in STFC's meta? What other ships or strategies might rise in prominence due to these changes?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? What fleet composition will you bring to Solar Wave defense?
Don't be shy, commanders. Share your strategies and experiences on the official Discord or forums.
We're all in this together. Let's crack the code of Solar Wave defense and conquer those waves like the intrepid commanders we are.
And remember, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to discover and explore in the ever-evolving universe of Star Trek Fleet Command.
Be sure to follow Dr. Ironship on Twitch and subscribe to Aloha Dis on YouTube.
Mahalo for joining us.